what's up, man? That one day. So I think it's mainly because it's name, so it's not a whole lot of people. Oh yeah. He didn't know. I was just like. I mean, and I told him, how do you want to do it? The only thing I'm doing is getting this thing set up, and that's about it. But yeah. But yeah, I think he mainly unfortunately. But yeah, thank you. Oh my God. I was hoping that was for you. I just want to get this whole thing over with. It's like, at the same time, my parents, I'm sure they want to see this. So I'll do it for my parents. Hey, now you got to do at least another 2 years. Yeah, nice. Congratulations. September. So, yeah. But I was actually figured out. And I just worked on Fridays. I told you the other plan, right? Just working Fridays. Thank you. For so many weeks. Oh yeah. Like 20 weeks. Now it's 35 weeks that I would just work Fridays. It's like so I would technically be done. I was 35 weeks. Yeah. Okay. So I really get that. All for this guy. Yeah. I mean. I think my. I'll be right back. We just walked over the queues. Oh, yeah. Oh, they are going to be. What have you used to watching the best defense that you're what did you say? But, stay away from sure. How you doing? Pretty much stay with my soda. Oh, we're at so we ordered an app. I was making sure I kind of necessary. Sound like pretty good. Just to keep me on track because my mind only what? I'm just gonna say how's it going, man? Having fun? Been a while. Roberts was the only one that saw me. It was long, the hair.
Although I like yeah. We can get. Oh, yeah. Doing pretty good, sir. Making sure everything's good to go. We got YouTube running, and it looks like it's starting now. Perfect. I don't know. I sent out one guy. I got 3 people already on right now. All right. Thank you. I'm so glad. I know. 20 years. Well, I just felt like it was long, but it's gonna be weird when I'm out. It's all like done. I know. Yeah. I already had to go through 3 medical appointments already for my disability. So I was like, all right, this still is a thing, huh? Yeah, I already moved. Stand by. Oh, here we are. How's it going, y'all? Hey, this is the man of the hour. How are you? Good, sir. Good, sir. Good. Hey, are we set up here? I think so. We got everyone here. Okay, are we live? Yes, sir. We're live. All right. You want to come on over here? Yes, sir. Hey, thanks for coming down. Nice. I think you're on the side. All right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. You have to go. Everybody. Yeah.
At this time, we would like the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, mom and dad, we welcome you to this momentous occasion today in celebration of a career for Technical Sergeant Bryce Hamblin. I have enjoyed working the past couple years with Technical Sergeant Hamblin, and I am gracious that he allowed me to MC for this occasion in his own. At this time, it's my distinct pleasure to announce the presiding officer, Colonel Hamblin. Sir, the floor is yours for remarks.
Okay. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Today is a very special day as we kind of go over the life and we honor Sergeant Hamblin after 20 years of active duty service. So this is going to be a little bit different, right? So this is part 2, because the last time I tried to do this, Mom and Dad, Ken and Debbie, you unfortunately got in a car wreck, but they're all okay. Okay. But nonetheless, we are doing this again. And so we're going to do this a little bit differently than what you've done before. This is going to be very interactive because I want you to take away something that maybe you didn't learn today. Okay. So everybody's going to get up. Please stand up. Okay. So I'm going to ask you some questions and you're going to move. Okay. It's either you're going to be in this area, or that area. Now, Katie, you with the little baby, you can decide where you want to be. Okay? All right. So we really want to say welcome to those that are attending virtually. But the first question that I have for the group is that this gentleman was born on 21 October of 1980. He shares our birthday with somebody famous. So is it? You're going to stand in this area if you think it's Drake. In this area, if you think it's Mikhail Gorbachev. In this area, if it's Kim Kardashian. You can go ahead and move. Okay, so Mom, Dad, there's a lot of people either in the Mikhail Gorbachev area. I can't Kim Kardashian. Oh, okay, sorry, Mom, Dad. Kim Kardashian. If you don't know who Kim Kardashian is, just Google it. I'm sure it'll come up.
You don't need to know.
And then we have Drake over here on this side. Unfortunately, they're right. All right, so we just learned that he shares a birthday with a huge influencer that's even broke the internet, right? And so, all right, so he is from St. George, Utah. He went to Pineview High School, and this gentleman played in musical instruments. So, again, it's going to be A, B, or C. Okay, so did he play the guitar? Did he play the trumpet? Did he play the drums? Remember, he has a big truck. Okay, Mom, Dad, it looks like a lot of people picked that he is the trumpet player, and they are correct.
I remember.
So he shares a birthday that when somebody breaks the internet, he plays the trumpet, but then he's influenced to join the military in August of 2001 in a delayed entry program, right? So the next month was September 11th, right? But before he joins and actually goes to his first duty assignment, we got to decide who influences him to come in the military. So it's just two choices. Is it mom and sister? His sister's Jamie, also in St. George, Utah. So you would come to this side if it's mom and sister, or if it's dad and friend, Ben Coulter. Mom and sister, Jamie.
I would listen to my sister, but I remember.
Wow. Okay, so mom, dad. Most people picked dad and Ben Coulter, and they are correct. So we were talking about influencers in life, right? Kim Kardashian's an influence. So are dad, and so is Ben. So Ben was a friend of his. Ben said, hey, you know what? Together, we should go sign up. Well, he goes and signs up and tells Ben, hey, I signed up. When are you going to do it? Ben says, well, you see what it happens. And he doesn't sign up. So like, what's up, man? You know? Yeah. So that's where we kind of ended with that. So Ben didn't go, but you did, and you ended up at Lackland,
Okay, so before he gets to Lackland, September 11th, 2001 happened, right? Twin Towers gets hit. Now he was in his house and he was seeing this whole thing unfold. So he wasn't actually at his first duty station yet, but it's interesting to see where we're all at in our lives, right? So since last week, we just celebrated this. This is kind of relevant to what's going on today. So nearly 20 years later, we're here, right? And so he ends up at Lackland, and then, okay, give me 1 second. He ends up at Shepherd, right? And so he goes to tech school because he's going to become an aircraft mechanic. So, so that's what his initial AFSE is going to be. So he goes to Shepherd, and he quickly goes over to McGuire in April 2002, and he joins the E&E shop. So what does E&E stand for? Does it stand for Energy and Engineer Shop? They're over here. Or does it stand for the Electrical and Environmental Shop over here?
I have no idea.
Okay. All right, Mom and Dad. Most people picked that he was part of the Electrical and Environmental Shop. They are correct. So the Electrical and Environmental Shop is kind of like the electric shop and the HVAC shop kind of rolled into one. And so he was in charge of the electrical systems and the air systems that are part of the aircraft.
Pressurization.
Yeah, so, you know, it's a little bit different from what he does today, but that's what he was a part of. So unfortunately, you were wrong. That's 10 push-ups. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh my goodness. Okay. Ready. Okay, so from there, he deployed to UAE 2 times, right? And so he was pretty busy. He went on multiple TDYs. He's been to Spain, Japan, Germany. Where else have you been? Australia, Iceland. So he's been a lot of places when he was an AC mechanic role, right? Yeah, really hardships.
Aircraft mechanic,
right?
one of the few perks.
Yeah. Well, at about the 2008 timeframe, the E&E shop had too many people in E&E, so he had to cross train. And what did he cross train into? The best community in the Air Force, right? The Air Force. He joined the civil engineers, right? Right. So he had to cross train. So then he PCA'd over to us to CE there, and he was a staff sergeant about this time. And then we sent him to ESCON Village, and I think it's in 2011 for about 6 months. Man, you've had some hard deployments. Yeah. Never met somebody who's had such hard deployments. But then again, we sent him in 2014, we sent him to OSINS. He did his Korea tour, got that checked off. And then in 2015, he ended up here at Minot. And there, he joined the EA shop here, and he's been on 2 deployments. So he's been to Kabul, where he learned to talk Army, all Hua, and all Dua, right? And then in 2018, he went to Bagram, where he was doing some construction management out there for them as well. And then the last deployment he went on was back to the UAE in 2019, which was an amazing time for him. So he's been on 6 deployments, right, in 20 years. That's a heavy lift. That's a lot going on. And you've had a hell of a ride, right? So it's been pretty awesome. So one of the things that he really kind of walks away with joining the military and joining specifically CE is that the culture is different. And he says that he's grown such an appreciation for 2 things. One is Minot in a whole, is that he really grew an appreciation for the open road. And if y'all know what he's got in the horizon, he wants to go get his commercial's driver's license and be on the open road, right? He wants to get on those semis, get paid for it, and just travel across America. And the other part of it is the culture that the civil engineer community has. You know, maintenance is just a hard community. It's like being the cops. It's a really hard community, right? But he joined CE and he knows that he's learned it's just different, and he's appreciated those differences. So with that, I would tell you that, you know, he's had a heck of a run. He's super excited about his next chapter. And I'm going to tell you, you know, for myself, we always want to leave a legacy, right? And so I think about what your legacy is. And I have just a couple things. I wanted to leave you with is that, you've left a pathway for a lot to follow. The EAs are a great shop, and it takes somebody at the top leading them to that greatness. And so your legacy is you've opened the doors, you've given opportunities, and you've made that path happen for many others behind you. And so over the course of 20 years in dedicated federal service, we thank you for your patriotism and your dedication to our mission. And I just want to say congratulations for a successful military career. Thank you, sir.
At this time, Technical Sergeant Hamlin will receive the Air Force Commendation Medal. Attention to orders. Citation to accompany the award of the Air Force Commendation Medal to Technical Sergeant Bryce Hamblin for meritorious service from 31 August 2019 to 31 October 2021. Technical Sergeant Bryce Hamblin distinguished himself by meritorious service as a non-commissioned officer in charge, construction inspection, 5th Civil Engineering Squadron, 5th Mission Support Group, 5th Bomb Wing, Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota. During this period, Sergeant Hamlin's craftsmanship was key in overseeing Minot Air Force Base's construction program. He developed 22 projects, completed all administrative tasks for 14 sites and 8 future contracts. His keen attention to detail was essential in securing priority level 1 assets, significantly supporting both conventional strike and global nuclear deterrence operations. Additionally, he designed the installations building design guide, which synchronized 792 facilities, 37,000 linear feet of utilities, a $1.3 billion United States development area, and $22 million in facilities, sustainment, restoration, and modernization programs into one document. Sergeant Hamlin's efforts were vital to the development of the fiscal year 2021 through 2025 integrated priority list. Finally, as the squadron's next generation database subject matter expert, he led 4 airmen and facilitated 122 mission critical projects valued at $129 million. His remarkable dedication to duty and the mission-enabled nuclear platform upgrades for the Department of Defense's only installation to house 2 legs of the nuclear triad. The distinguished accomplishments of Sergeant Hamlin culminate a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Sergeant Roberts, please come forward to the shadow box.
Sergeant Hamlin, on behalf of myself and the rest of the EA shop, I want to present you with a shadow box that highlights your Air Force career ever since I got here in 2018, along with the 5 other airmen, just the wave of airmen that came in when I did. You provided us just great mentorship and valuable leadership, and I want to thank you for that. Thank you for always being a mentor to not only me, but for the rest of the flight here and everybody else in the squadron. I just want to say your presence here will be greatly missed. So best of luck to you. I want to give you a hug if I didn't have this in my hand.
Thank you, Sergeant Roberts. Next, we have a certificate of appreciation that we'd like to present. I'll read the certificate of appreciation for service in the United States Air Force from President George W. Bush. Dear Bryce, thank you for your service in the United States Armed Forces. I am proud to have served as your Commander-in-Chief, and I'm pleased to join your family, friends, and colleagues in recognizing your career and accomplishments. Throughout history, the dedicated men and women of our military have protected our citizens and preserved the ideals that make our country strong. Their courage and sacrifice have inspired countless people and have shaped America's character. On behalf of a grateful nation, I thank you for your contributions to our security and to the cause of peace and freedom. Your service, patriotism, and selfless devotion have helped advance the universal hope of liberty at home and around the world. Laura and I send our best wishes for health and happiness in the years ahead. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless America. Sincerely, George W. Bush, 43rd President of the United States. come forward and join us for the Air Force retirement pin presentation. This pin is to be worn with pride. It signifies to everyone that the wearer of this pin has served his country well and honorably.
Thank you. One of the two.
Lieutenant Colonel Dammer will now retire Technical Sergeant.
Publish the order.
The Department of the Air Force, Washington, D.C., Special Order Number Alpha Charlie 002044 to Technical Sergeant Bryce P. Hamblin, Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota. Effective 31 October 2021. You are relieved from active duty, 5th Bomb Wing, Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota, and retired from the Air Force effective 1 November 2021. After 20 years and 15 days of faithful and honorable duty. Per Air Force Instruction 36-3203, and the grade of Technical Sergeant, by order of the Secretary of the Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my distinct pleasure to present to you Technical Sergeant Bryce Hamblin, United States Air Force, retired.
Woo!
You all may be seated.
All right. I want to thank everyone that came out today. It means a lot to me to see everyone, all familiar faces coming out. I want to thank anyone that joined on everyone that joined on YouTube, and glad to have all my family here and all that. So I had a great time while I was in aircraft maintenance and civil engineer. The helpful dedication while I was deployed was really helpful for me to continue carrying on the mission, not worrying about what was happening at home. All the stuff at home station, the requirements I had here, I was always grateful to help every one of you. DTS, deployment readiness, yeah, now those are over. I want to say that I'm glad that I was able to develop new airmen here, all the people to be ready for deployment, as well as all the stuff that you have learned while I was here, and I hope you carry that forward while I'm out and driving trucks. I hope that you all gain new experiences with life, with leadership and responsibilities, and strive to find what you want in the Air Force, as well as complete the mission that's required with every one of you. All in all, I'm glad with the diversity of the squadron, the challenges, the family and devotion that I've had with the people around here. And now my generation is done, and now your guys begin. Thank you.
The men and women of the United States Air Force are proud to serve with Technical Sergeant retired Hamblin, and assure him that we will always be a valuable member of the Air Force. We wish you and your family success in your future endeavors. In keeping with Air Force tradition, we will conclude today's ceremony with the singing of the Air Force song. While it's mandatory for Air Force members to stand at position of attention, we invite all of our guests to join us in standing for the Air Force song and remain standing for the departure of the official party. Sir Hamblin, you're starting our song.
Up we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, soon to meet our thunder. Atta boys, give her the gun, give her the gun! Down we dive, spouting our flames from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We live in fame, go down in flames. Hey, nothing will stop the U.S. Air Force. Oh yeah, you got Engineers! Lead the way! Engineers! Lead the way! Engineers! Lead the way! Woo!
and join us in the buffet for refreshments.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, you got the picture? Support.
You look like he's eating really good.
Big smile. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna put all that in business. I was born in Montreal.
Hey, take pictures.
Let's get a family picture with everybody from engineering flag, guys.
Gather around, gather around.
We don't care who you smile at, you smile. Yeah, the big one. Right, okay. One more? One more, Bryce?
Wow, there's like 5.
I know, right? Good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You wanna get a picture with
Thank you. That's rough, man. Now let me get one more thing for Tom Brown.
The work. Congratulations. Oh, hey. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see y'all later on YouTube. Now it's archived.